Hey, what is up, guys? What is up, YouTube? So, this is what I've got. This is an A10 Warthog. Yes, it is. But, the decals that I'm going to set up for it are going to be, based on the Cobra Rattlers. So, God, I love that song. I don't listen to a lot of country, but Allison Monroe put out a really good song. Anyway, it's enough about that. But this is where I'm at. This is the Revell kit, 85, 520, 52, 21, I think. And raised panel lines on this, which have not really posed a threat at all as far as making this kit look good. And that's not anything about my skills here. That's just the kit is a really well engineered kit, I think. All you need to do is paint it. But shot at the bottom. I'm getting ready to go ahead and start mounting some of the weapons on this thing. A lot of drop cluster bombs, you know, but you get 6 Tomahawk. I don't know what kind of missiles those are, but I'm about to set up the gear with the tires. I'm going to paint those, set those in. There's a shot at the bottom. Why will this not focus? There we go. There's a shot at the bottom. I still have a few details to paint here and there. I never added that little antenna that's supposed to be right there because I did not. Somehow I covered up the pins. Anyway, so that's where I'm at on this guy, and this is gonna be the Cobra Rattler again. Cobra Rattler, not an A10 Warthog, but this I ran into a dilemma. I do this a lot, so basically I have gotten to a point where I never added a spot for the stand, and if I go in the middle, I gotta drill through this to get down to the base. So I think I'm gonna go off to the side, have it tilted at an angle on the base. I need to make a suitable base for this thing now, but that's where I'm at on this guy. This is, you can see I got a really nasty seam right there. That was a really bad finish there. But what was I gonna say? It's gonna be Major Bloods. Oh wow, I got a bad seam right there. It's gonna be. I think this is gonna be Major Bloods A10 Warthog. Once I do get this on a stand, Sophie, God, these dogs. Oh, okay. I think they got a little sick, but so did I. Anyway. This is going to be, once it's mounted on a base, I think, like I said, I'm going to try to get this at an angle so you can at least see the bottom and see the name and kind of get that this is not an A10. But what I've decided to do, since Chris over at Classic Plastic 101 and Fast Freddy 747, I believe, I think they have got, well, anyway, I'm not gonna say I think they are doing a group build, a small group build for the F-18 Super Hornet. So that Super Hornet, with that said, I went out and I scored the Revell kit 148 scale. I believe this is the FA-18E Super Hornet, and I think I mentioned this before, you know, but when I got back into the hobby again initially in 1988, I was doing aircraft models. And the F-18 was, I built like about 3 or 4 of them. I did one Blue Angel version. I did a couple of military versions also. But I could tell already looking at the surface detail here that this plane has gone through some changes over the years. And not only cosmetic changes, but changes in how this thing operates as well. So I'm looking forward to getting started on this kit. I'm going to go ahead and show off. Let me get this one out of the way, because that one is ready for detail paint, and to get a few more parts added, then I'm waiting for decals. Excuse me. So, recessed panel lines and rivets on this guy, and of course none of the details is going to show up because I'm blowing it out loud now. But anyway, really great instruction sheet. I've already kind of taken a look at it. I'm going to start with the cockpit first. I'm going to paint that up, get it all ready. I'm going to take my time with this. Unfortunately, this does not come with a pilot. And as an F-18 Super Hornet, this is going to be a bookend piece for my Cobra Rattler. And I'm just going to paint this one up, marked up as a G.I. Joe Sky Striker. So I'm going to do a little bit of research on what a Sky Striker might look like, what some of the markings may look like on a G.I. Joe vehicle. So again, Cobra Rattler, now I've got a Sky Striker to go along on the opposite end of the bookshelf. The intent is, my wife and I have got a small business, and we're doing just about anything and everything that we can. For those of you on Facebook, you can find us over at Samurai Geek Designs, and primarily I was doing graphic design and just printed material, marketing materials for any small businesses out there. I know I'm plugging, but we're also, the plan was always to do models as not a source of revenue, but if somebody wanted me to do something, then I'm available to do that. So we started doing these shows, and they were just exhibition shows where I took a couple of my Star Trek and Star Wars models out to one of these events, and I got a lot of requests to see, well, a lot of guys wanted to buy them. And at the time, I just wasn't prepared to sell any of them. Those were my personal models. But this one and the Cobra Rattler are going to be specifically for those shows, along with a few other, the Star Trek models, the Star Wars models. The smaller kits are going to go for about between $40 to $75. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. I mean, the kit alone is about $20, $12 to $20. Paint, lights, whatever else, labor goes into it. The price does skyrocket. So the smaller stuff will be about $40 to $75, around that range. Anything larger than this, then we're looking at $150 to $200. And again, that just depends on what the finished product looks like in my estimation, what the build looks like, what the paint is going to look like, and especially the appeal of what it's going to be once it's done. So we'll see about that later on. I mean, but first things first, I got to finish this. Got to finish the Rattler, and I've got a few other Star Trek models that are going to be in our inventory, but more on that later. So this is going to be the F-18 Hornet, which is going to be relabeled as the G.I. Joe Sky Striker. More on this guy later on. I was planning to start working on this today, but looks like I've got some work to get through, so I won't be able to do that. But I'm sure there's a lot of guys out there that have already gone over the parts list. I don't have anything new to add outside of everything looks pretty cool. Everything. Well, for me, I look for all of those little details like this, like surface details, because I'm only going to do whatever I can to bring all of that out in the painting stage. And building is not my forte. I don't pretend that it is. I don't pretend that I'm very good at it. But when I get my hands on painting it, then that's when I think I can do my business. But anyway, guys, more on this later. More on this Cobra Rattler. More on some of the other Star Wars projects. More on the Star Trek projects as well. But peace out. Have fun. Keep on modeling. Out.